found out that I had NF when my mom was changing my diaper at 3 months. She noticed that I had spots. I think it was when I realized that I had NF was when I was at PE and during elementary school. We had to like run around and do like activities that I couldn't do because my leg was significantly shorter than the other one and it would hurt. And I was on the sidelines and I remember a girl that was also there and she was in a wheelchair and she's like, well, what's wrong with you? And I said I was born with NF.
NF1 is a relatively common rare disorder affecting about 1 in 3,000 people throughout the world. There are certain manifestations that appear early on in life, and some members of the family can have a severe manifestation and other generally just have the cutaneous neurofibromas. NF1 is a condition that someone deals with day in and day out. That includes their caregivers as well as siblings within the family. There are many manifestations of NF1 that arise because there's just not enough neurofibromin in the cells. And anything to correct that haploinsufficiency would be terrific and potentially even prevent the manifestations from occurring.
iNFixion's approach to NF1 is to take advantage of what the body's doing right. We are developing drugs that cause the remaining normal copy of the NF1 gene to deliver more NF1 protein. Whether that's through making more or by keeping the protein around longer, our goal is to compensate for the non-functional protein caused by the NF1 gene mutation. In our lab, we have now demonstrated in cells this ability to make more NF1 protein using different modalities, with both a small molecule and ASO approach. Because we are impacting the NF1 gene itself and the NF1 protein levels, we'll be able to hit multiple different manifestations of NF1 such that everybody will be able to benefit from our therapy rather than it being symptom specific.
And that's when I was so excited to learn about iNFixion and all of the work being done with an approach to really treat the root cause of NF1. And Herb has been able to bring together a team that has spanned the NF community, not just from NF scientists, but clinicians, and bring in the foundations as well as families.
I'd say one of the hardest parts at this stage is all of the uncertainty, but I knew I wanted to do something proactive, so I decided to get involved. I spent my career as a scientist working in biotech, so when my son was diagnosed, I researched what academic labs and pharma companies were doing and was really impressed by iNFixion's science and team and loved that the work was being actively driven by NF1 parents. I'm personally motivated to stay involved with iNFixion to help accelerate the development of new treatments for NF1, and not just for my son, but for everyone with NF1. iNFixion is a really promising approach, and one that not only could treat symptoms, but also has the ability to prevent symptoms going forward.
It's both a pleasure and incredibly exciting to work with iNFixion. They have a dedicated, really talented team. They have a unique approach, which seems to be incredibly promising for producing novel therapeutics for NF1.
My name is Herb Sarnoff. I'm the CEO and founder of iNFixion Bioscience, a small drug discovery company in San Diego, California. I first was introduced to NF1 by the doctor who diagnosed my daughter. At one point, I was in a transition in my career. The calling just came, that it was time to transition my career and see if I could make a difference for people living with NF1.
Knowing the patients and knowing the patient population that you're trying to help is incredibly motivating because they are such a friendly and welcoming group. What made me fall in love with the NF1 population is meeting the patients and parents of patients and seeing how passionate they were both about themselves, their care, and just living life with NF1.
So since 2017, iNFixion has been building tools and basically establishing proof of principle that we can boost NF1 protein expression in cells. And we've been able to do that and do all the basic science and build the tools using grant funding. But as we've now established proof of principle, proof of concept that we can build and deliver a boosted NF1 protein expression in a cellular environment, we now need to transition into doing that in rodents and animals that have NF1.
With additional funding, we'd be able to accelerate our discovery programs to identify that lead that will help translate from animals into humans and advance us to the clinic.
My name is Greg Erickson. I'm the Executive Director of NF North Central, and I'm also the parent of a child with NF1. We want answers, right? We don't want fixes. We want to be able to prevent some of these issues that happen with our family members, our loved ones that are impacted by neurofibromatosis, and this gives us that opportunity.
iNFixion is a dedicated group of individuals who are focused on haploinsufficiency correction therapy, but it's really a potential game changer in the sense of being able to treat things before they manifest.
Knowing that there's a drug discovery company like iNFixion run by parents gives me hope.
The iNFixion team is absolutely dedicated to delivering a treatment to people with NF1, and we need community support to make that happen.